Проклятый партизан. Где? Что? Кто? Вы говорите, что меня здесь заперли и бросили? Спустись с цепи, там что-то есть. Цепи? Той цепи, где мне мозг предлагал утопиться? А где это было-то? Господи. Ну же, войди в воду. Зачем? Зачем войти в воду? Сюда? На воде видны ее следы. Чьи? А, ну я по воде хожу, ну я же веровал. Возьми да его все, вот это вот говно. Как, круто, чё? О, как.
Dolores Day, the innocence of humanism, internationalism, and the welfare state turns around to face you. She has an airship airbag in her hand. She seems to be in a hurry. Off to advise the Queen of Shest, most likely. This is the Holy Suzerain of Mwindi and Insulinda. Definitely not your wife. You need to talk to her. Think of the historical knowledge you could glean. I don't know, man. What is the Holy Suzerain doing here? Something seems off.
Привет.
Hey.
Как дела?
I'm doing really good, actually. Both professionally and romantically. I've come to a fulfilling and peaceful period in my life. Well, how are you doing, Harry?
Что я делал? Я умираю. Я открыл новый вид.
Wow, see? A new species. I told you. Good things can still happen.
Да, наверное.
Exactly. Now.
This is everything I always warned you about.
Это в этом, что я тебе предупреждал, говорит, внутренняя империя. Что-то не так?
I'm sorry. I was heading to the aerodrome. I just don't have time to...
She means she doesn't have time to tend to your emotions.
Некогда разбираться с своими чувствами? Куда ты?
I'm going to Morova. To live there, in Grad. It's 1 million kilometers away, Harry. Might as well be another lifetime.
Что в чемодане?
Just my scepter, my globe cruciger, a spare silk gown, a toothbrush, travel documents, the crown of immortality.
Корона бессмертия? Разве ты уже не увенчала ее?
Oh, this. This is just a wreath. The crown of immortality is made of rarefied light, mana and raw palladium. It was passed on to me by the rulers of late antiquity.
She looks at the suitcase, not knowing what more to say. Then, over her shoulder.
Anyway.
Можешь задержаться минуту? Нам надо поговорить. Надо устроить последнюю мощную грандиозную ссору.
No, Harry. No. I don't want a massive, epic showdown. I want to go to the aerodrome. I have tickets for the 10:20 flight to Morova. Really, we don't have anything to talk about anymore. Every combination of words has been played out. The atoms don't form us anymore. Us. Our love. Our unborn daughters. It's all gone. I have to go to the aerodrome. I have to leave Revachol and you. And you have to be alone. In hell. Forever. That's just the way it is.
Oh God, whatever you do, don't try to kiss her yet. Not after that. You're still reeling. You'll fall over if you try now.
Но в этом нет ничего хорошего. Начнет казать, что на самом деле не Долорес Дэй. Пойдем по порядку. В этом нет ничего хорошего.
It's not. But...
Но что, скажи мне, что есть хоть что-то хорошее.
I don't know why I said but. There is no but.
И все?
That's it, yes. We've talked about it a million times. You will get over it. Just like I did. People do. Things will get good for you again.
Where in hell? Stop. You're only making it worse for him. you never help with anything.
Так, все нравится где? В юном аду? Нет никаких... Не получится все оставить сидит, и права я даже не помню, кто ты такая, ха-ха. Может быть, я думаю, что добрался до конца расследования. Нет, никаких не получается все оставить позади.
It just takes some time. For you, I think it will take something like 20 years, maybe? It was hard for me too, you know? I used to think I couldn't live without you. But I can.
She keeps her shoulders squared and her back straight, but it's clear you're still making her sad.
20 лет это так долго, значит, ты тоже чувствовала, что не можешь жить без меня. Прости, мой Светоч, 20 лет так долго.
Yes. It only took me 1 year, maybe 2. Phew.
Значит, ты тоже это чувствовала, что не можешь жить без меня.
Yes. But that time is gone now. So very gone.
Мой Светоч, прости, что я расстраиваю тебя.
It's okay.
Все, не обязательно должно быть так. Может, попробуем еще раз?
No, Harry. We can't.
А что?
We already tried again, and it didn't work.
Is that how it is now? We should just try all good things twice and then give up. By that logic. Not you too.
Господи, и ты туда же. Так, я больше не буду просить. А что тогда не получилось? Я это исправлю.
I don't know. Please.
Почему мы не можем быть вместе?
Harry, we can't be together because you're insane.
She avoids turning them to you.
Как это безумен? В смысле, по-крутому безумен? Типа как? Вот, просто без башни? Как это безумен?
They're turning moist now. Her eyes. She slowly shakes her head and tries to get hold of herself, brushing her hands in her gown.
О чем ты говоришь? Что значит
You
безумие?
know what I mean.
Так, если ты не заметила, то я полицейский, это непростая работа. Всех бывают скверные
A
периоды.
little down. You've worked there for so long, you can't even talk like a normal person anymore. It's always lists with you. Questions.
Это не списки, это деревья.
This is another one, isn't it? We're in a tree right now.
Списки совершенно нормальная вещь, у всех они бывают. Ты просто записываешь в список все, что хочешь спросить.
In descending order, usually. It's best to do them like that.
It's not just the lists or trees or whatever. You get sad, Harry. Too sad. People can't get that sad. It's impossible to watch. Other people get sad too, but not like you. You stay down for too long. You only communicated with encyclopedic trivia. I was so alone. In conclusion, you're ill. You're an old, insane man. And you have to be in hell until the end of your life. And I have to go to Morova.
Конечно, отказаться, что ты на самом деле не Долорес Дэй.
I don't know what you mean. Dolores Day.
Ты показываешь все на голову. Ты мой траур. Ты бывшая кто-то там.
The morning? I don't understand.
Я в трауре, я оплакиваю тебя, хоть ты и не мертва.
Oh my God, Harry, stop. I don't want to hear anything about the morning. Mourning someone who's still alive. Any of that. I can't do that anymore. I'm not 80 years old, I'm 32. People my age are not supposed to mourn.
Ты бывшая кто-то там.
Wasn't I Dolores Day just a second ago? Now I'm the X thing? You're confusing me. Look, I have to be at the Lausanne Aerodrome at 10:20 p.m. I still have a light rail to catch. I haven't even bought the tickets yet.
We all told you. Everyone warned you.
Кто все-то, кто все? Я тут один.
Everyone.
Literally all of you.
Надо было сидеть и не высовываться. Было опуститься еще глубже, где я никогда не встречал тебя, потому что невозможно никого встретить в бездне пусты. Я рад, что мы с тобой разговариваем. Это меня исцеляет.
I'm glad too, but I have to go. My friends are waiting for me on the platform. I can't let them wait. It's impolite.
Все это какая-то нелепица.
It is. Useless.
Впрочем, если подумать, то ты, Долорес Дэй, правящая владычица территорий Мунди и Островалии, никто более.
Yes, Harry, I am. Things have gotten much better for me, now that I am the ruler of the known world. Oh God, it's already so late. I have to go, Harry.
A tiny golden watch with red straps around her bony little wrists.
Так, ты говорила, что у меня необъятная душа, и ты всегда будешь за мной возвращаться.
We both said a lot of things. We were very young.
It was her. I can feel it. I can see it in her tender long fingers, in her wrists. Her hand wrote it, said those things.
На самом деле ты ничего не говорила, ты написала мне письмо, написала от руки, я сохранил его среди важных бумаг.
As Queen Regnant, I write a lot of letters.
You need to recite it to her, for effect. All of it. No summaries. Yeah, put a stake through your heart. She'll get hurt too. Collateral damage.
Сопутствующего. Письмо у меня с собой, позволь, я освежу твою память. Отправимся по дороге воспоминаний.
Please, Harry, I just don't have time for this.
Достать и прочитать. Ну это мы все уже слышали.
Okay, stop. Yes. Are you happy now?
Нет, я очень несчастлив, тут есть еще целую.
Very well. I wrote it. It was morning. You slept. There was hoarfrost on the ground when I left, on Voyager Road. It was autumn. The first autumn. But Harry, please understand, it was 1,000,000 years ago. No, it was 100 million years ago. I was someone else then, filled to the brim with love for you, hanging on your every word. Oh, Harry, you were the coolest. But I am no longer that person. This has taken her place. It will devour you. Harry, I will eat your mind.
The light of the video rental shines through her dress now. A DeLorean figure, cut in black, moves below. It's still her. Her legs, her breasts, her hips.
Я был крутым.
The coolest. With your leather jacket and your boot-cut pants, smoking in the bus stop. I wanted you to be the rest of my life that day. And you were. Some of it, at least. You were my first. My first kiss. My first time to have sex. The first and worst time I fell in love. I will always have that with me. It's a fact. But that is all it is. It's like a ticket stub, Harry. It doesn't do anything anymore.
Корешок билета.
Yes, let's talk about that too. Let's bring it up, the zoo. In Le Jardin, the day we went east of the river, to the aquarium first, I was sad about my mother. I don't even know why. The shimmer of the fish tank on my face, the octopuses. It was just a day then, but to think. Were we there now, you could touch my hair, kiss me, talk to me about anything, go virtually anywhere in the world. Not like now. Now our interactions are limited to pain and regret.
Ты можешь стать той, кем когда-то была. Я вижу ее в тебе, под этим одеянием и венком.
And my crown of immortality? No. You scared her out of me. With your crying, the awful time we wound up having. And the cheap rental flats you could afford. Can't you see? I can never think you're cool again. I can only think that way about new people.
It wouldn't be a cheap rental this time.
Теперь я могу позволить себе что-то приличное. Можем попробовать начать все заново. Иногда с деньгами. Я могу все выиграет.
No, it's too late. I found someone for whom I feel the same love I did for you. Only this time, he is more careful. He will not lose me. It will go somewhere. It will grow. Harry, do you notice how none of this is very funny?
Нет, это очень смешно, ха-ха-ха. Да, ты самая не смешная моя часть. Что значит расти?
She smiles mysteriously, looking east, then turns her gaze back to you. The smile is gone.
Где находится Voyager Road?
It's here. We are on Voyager Road. At the end of it, 300 meters from the stop. We used to come here to rent videos.
Дом.
There. You could not pay the electrical bill. It became a lightless tomb. The years you spent training for the militia, my parents' money, it was not good.
И что теперь? Что дальше? О чем мы еще поговорим?
Is there really anything left? If not, we can always repeat one of the things we have already talked about. Talk about it again. If you do not feel like doing that, then you should let me go to the aerodrome.
Давайте попробуем. 58% равные шансы. Ай-яй-яй.
Your feet still tremble from the steps you took, as if over an enormous distance, standing against her. Her body close to you, radiating warm. With your eyes closed, you move your lips on her mouth. She is not kissing you back.
Кто что собирается мне в лоб? Жать, запястье пошевелить губами. Ты не целуешь меня вот это. Не получилось.
This was not about failure or success. This was always going to be horror. I should not have suggested it, and you should not have listened to me.
Я чувствую ее
Her
дыхание.
chest rising like a pillow, warm exhalations against the side of your mouth, her tender soul moving through her lungs. Hidden, distant, kept safe from you,
Ее щека прижатая к моей.
feels like soft fuzz, a bird covered in down feathers, brushing against your broken capillaries.
Холодный silver, что собирается мне в лоб.
The delicate wreath on her forehead pressing into your temple. The silver is cold from the spring evening air.
Возьмем за запястье.
Her hand does not return the grip. Her body is rigid. A current of unease courses through it. Distrust. For you. The curve of her spine. Her shoulders hunched. She keeps herself stiff. Her center guarded from your motions. Unresponsive to your guidance.
Шевелить, я так понимаю, бесполезно. Ты не целуешь меня в ответ.
The moment is ending. She is going to move her face away from yours, trying hard not to look at you. When she withdrew and you held on to her hand, she tried not to look at your face and see the expression there. Brother, you should put me in front of a firing squad. I have no words for how I failed you.
Почему ты не поцеловал? Это ты, та, что пахнет абрикосовой жвачкой? Почему же?
Why did you do that to yourself? You know I don't cheat, Harry. I never cheated on you.
Но ты не поцеловал?
She breathes out heavily, as if something painful has passed through her, and shakes her head.
Ничего не говорить, просто стоять как срамной уд. Я думал, ты поцелуешь меня, я знал, что ты еще любишь меня, не можешь не быть.
She shakes her head one more time. The evening wind rustles her hair, blowing old newspapers and fast food wrappings down the street.
Это ты, та, что пахнет абрикосовой жвачкой.
No, I'm just Dora.
Дура ты, а не Дора. Вот и всё.
No, Harry, not yet. There is one more thing you have to see. I'm pregnant.
Меня?
Of course not.
Точно дура.
I terminated yours. Don't you remember? You poor fuck. Now, go ahead. Ask me more questions. Let's talk about something else.
No, this has to end. Do the last one. More questions. Ask more.
Ты даже не человек.
I'm actually very ordinary, Harry. Below this gown and wreath, I have an ordinary soul and ordinary thoughts. The only thing inhuman about me is this thing you've made me into. I'm sorry for saying so, but I just hate it. What is this? This is so far gone, Harry. I don't even...
Нет, ты особенно, у тебя сияют легкие.
My lungs do not glow, Harry. I am just like all the others. None of us have glowing lungs. Stop making me into some kind of...
Так, ну вид назову его в твою честь. Доларийский фазмит. Я все еще могу помочь засиять твоим легким. Ты права, у тебя нет сияющих легких. Ты их не заслуживаешь. Так, я прощаю тебя.
Oh, Harry, I don't need you to forgive. It's a good thing for me. It's good news. Why aren't you smiling more?
An apricot-scented ghost wafts out of her. Her skin, the fabric, into the flow of the air around you.
That is very contested by modern historians. Very contested. Plus, you're only saying this because things didn't work out between us. I have to go to the aerodrome now. I don't have time to defend myself from these accusations.
Ты права, прости меня, ты нежная и добрая, ты не убийца людей.
I'm not that either. Can't I just be?
Уходи, просто уйди.
I have to, Harry. Really, I've already missed the 8:30. I'm gonna go now.
Lies, sire. She cannot but love you. She has said so 100 times.
Так, погоди, может сначала мы посидим, выпьем кофе, на углу есть кафе. Так, и что ты будешь делать в Мирове? Ну, ты не хотела, чтобы я отпускал тебя, никогда не хотела. И даже попросила меня об этом. Что ты будешь делать?
Light, life, culture. It's so much better than here. Everything here reminds me of you, and the horrible times we had. The nights we stayed up fighting for our dying love. I have to wipe it all off me and be clean again. I want to be a good person again. Not this.
По кофейку?
Not what... No. That would only be painful and dull. At the aerodrome, life, love, and laughter are waiting for me. At the cafeteria, dust, hell, and tragic comedy.
Ты не хотел, чтобы я отпускал тебя.
That was someone else. I betrayed her, overwrote her, and I'm happier for it. And I'm really going now. The time is up. I must be on the 10:20 flight.
Нет,
Yes,
мы увидимся?
I won't see you, but you will see me.
Как-то так.
Oh, Harry, this is a dream. Can't you see? I'm already in Morova by now. Who knows how long ago this happened? A year? 2? 5 years ago?
Когда же тогда я увижу тебя вновь?
Right here, tomorrow night. Once this dream starts happening, it keeps happening. 3 times a week, at least. And Harry, it really, really looks like it started happening again. There's the video rental. I'm suffocatingly beautiful. And young. And I smell of tutti frutti chewing gum. Like I did that time when I asked you for forgiveness. After leaving you the first time. So long ago.
Мне это нравится.
Oh yes, this is real darkness. It's not death or war or child molestation. Real darkness has love for a face. The first death is in the heart, Harry. See you tomorrow.
Жизнь, боль, курага, вот что я тебе могу сказать.
You're up quick. How was your sleep?
Как спалось. На самом деле это был полный кошмар. С кровью закончился разговор. Вернулся на большую землю. Я хорошо поспал, да? Закрыть в камерану. Ким, это был полный кошмар.
I did not want to wake you. Perhaps I should have? Was it a job dream?
Нет, бывшая жена.
The lieutenant nods solemnly.
Так. Даже раскроем это гребаное дело.
We already solved the case, remember? You were sleeping.
А,
You thrashed around, then you bolted up, half covered in blood from your wound. Are you okay?
вернемся на большую землю.
Okay.
He's still worried. You must have really thrashed and squealed in your sleep.
Дед-то не сбежал, не закрыл нас, а то во сне-то, блин, дверь-то была закрыта. Я уж начал бояться, что дедок там что-нибудь замыслил недоброе. Очко навыков. 2 очка навыков даже. Я даже не знаю. Авторитет? Может быть. Почему нет? И... я не знаю. Логика, энциклопедия. Давайте логику еще. Все. Ладно, потопали. Здесь нам не радует точно. Чё? Ящички... А, эти ящички... Они, интересно, открываемые или... Это так, дичь какая-нибудь. Нет, так, дичь какая-то. Окей. Опять можно выбить бумбокс сет FM.
The skiff is swaying on the waves by the dock.
Возвращаемся.
Let's. We are done here.
The skiff rocks gently under your weight as you get in. The ride back is uneventful and quiet. But for the sound of conversation on the water, there is someone inland waiting for you. You reach the jetty and climb out of the skiff.
Кто меня там ждет? Сейчас Лиан скажет, что типа, весь керосин просрал в лодке. Гнид тупая. Еще и тысячи закатил. Как на какой-то яхте. Опаньки. Понятия не имею, что я здесь делаю. Здесь потому что мы беспокоимся. Кто вы такие?
Look what the tide brought in.
Действительно.
Harry, you're bleeding all over the place. You're half dead.
Да, есть такое.
Whatever this is, it is completely unimportant compared to what you've just seen. This is the man with sunglasses from the Whirling in Rags. But where are his sunglasses?
Погоди-ка, ты человек в темных очках.
That's right. And you're bleeding.
Это так, это мелочи жизни. С кем не бывает. Слушай, просто забей, послушай.
We're not forgetting about anything. Look at you.
А что, я нормально. Остальных моя кровь не смущает.
Bothered by it? Harry, you look like you need a fucking organ transplant. Fuck it. Let's not get into that.
Анна, кто вы такие?
Hello, I'm Trent Heilerstein. I believe we've met on several occasions.
Да.
I'm your goddamn partner, Jean-Vic Quemar. And this is your special task force. Or what's left of it. Special Consultant Trent Heidelstam, Patrol Officer Judith Minot.
Hi.
We've come to scrape what's left of you off the pavement.
Lieutenant Kim Kisuragi, Prison 57. We've just come from the island, where our investigation led us.
The scene is making even him feel as though he has to justify your actions.
We might need your help with something later.
As if he recalled that he's in fact a decorated police lieutenant and not a naughty boy.
But this is clearly a departmental matter, so I'm going to leave you to discuss it among yourselves.
Так, ты должен меня прикрыть. Разнесем их. Оставляешь меня на растерзание? Спасибо, лейтенант.
It's good to meet you, Lieutenant Kitsuhagi.
Letting the lieutenant know he shouldn't feel embarrassed over the shitstorm that's about to befall you.
Так, что здесь происходит?
Ari, we want to help you. Trent, I believe this is where you come in?
I don't quite know what I'm doing here. I was asked to participate as an expert. I think I need to manage your expectations a little. I'm at best an enthusiast in cognitive science. My background is in something else entirely. I engage in neurology on a merely theoretical level. In fact, I should probably get going.
No, Trant. It's too late. You're part of this shit now. What have you got to say for yourself, shit kid?
Засранец? Вы узнали, где меня искать.
The cafeteria manager you fucked over told us where you went.
Так, я спас его заведение, между прочим, он мне все равно. Так, ну ты проклят, управляющий. Понятно, Гартон сказал. Я спас его заведение.
Strange. He didn't mention that. In fact, the establishment didn't look saved at all. There was a giant aerograffito in front of the building. It was on fire.
Ну да, это я как бы. Мне показалось это поэтичным.
I knew it. Didn't I tell you, Trump? I told you it was our shit kid.
Ну, нарисовал не я так поджал.
The line is from Lu Jiatun's Mirova 82, isn't it? About girl-child communism, the titular returning character to ghost the apparition of... Good choice, Harry.
He is correct. It was the Seraillese poet Lu Jiatun who, in the 50s of the last century, composed her.
Don't encourage him, Trump.
Okay.
Так, ты вовсе не человек в темных очках, ты даже не блондин.
Guilty as charged. I heard you lost your mind and your memory. I wanted to see if it was true. And it was. Good work, Harry. You're insane now. There's one less person for me and everyone else to rely on.
He was too sarcastic for you to realize who he was.
Так, на самом деле у меня были подозрения, что что-то здесь не так.
Did you? Or did you literally not recognize my face? We've been partners for how long, Harry? Don't answer that. You don't remember.
Judging by the familiarity you feel toward him, 2 years minimum? Or maybe a short but close stint on the task force.
Ты ни разу не была в том, что ты не женщина с лошадиным лицом?
Lieutenant, my name is not Oz-faced woman. It's Judith Minot. I was assigned to your unit 2 months ago. I thought we were friends.
Так, просто у меня с головой проблем, я искренне сожалею в термино. Так. Я искренне сожалею.
Okay, you're my commanding officer. I really want to respect you. I want us to have a normal relationship.
That will never happen, Jude. He's the rudest man on Earth. He's the reason why the rest of us have to take sensitivity training. And I hate sensitivity training.
Из-за меня вы посещали курсы политкорректности? Как интересно. Так. Трент Хейдельсталем. На самом деле, оказывается, нештатный консультант.
Yes, I'm Trant Heilestam. I never said I wasn't Trant Heilestam.
Погоди, я чуть подозреваю, это с тобой.
Mikhail? Mikhail's my son.
А как насчет занимательной истории? Ты шпионил за мной?
No, I was just interested in the Feld building and the Martinez beachhead. And Mikhail wanted to see Martinez. It was a coincidence.
Him being there with his son, it was not a coincidence. It's difficult to see, but he was worried about you. And also interested in the Feld building.
Так, и что же ты внештатно консультируешь?
What indeed? I was asked to share my take on some of the more obscure theories developed in Königstein in the 30s, like partial psychotraumatic amnesia, group personality theory.
Так.
He's here to see if you're insane. He's smart. Let's move on.
Опять меня все развели. Все выдают себя за кого-то еще.
Duped? Hey, here's a brilliant idea. Don't be a morbid drunk, and you won't be duped so easily.
Садовница, лидер антистачников. Теперь вот это. Летеха, ты-то хотя бы не притворяешься?
Yes, I'm still Kim Kisuragi,
Whew.
still a lieutenant from Prison 57.
Фак, господи. Ты говорил что-то о спецотряде.
Yeah, Major Crimes Unit, under Lieutenant Dubois and Vicomar. Ring any bells?
Еще кто-то есть?
Refresh your memory? It's a goddamn Major Crimes Unit. There's you, me, Jude, Trant fucking Heidelstam, and Guillaume Baby.
I'm technically just a civilian advisor.
Fuck you. You're part of this shit show.
Да уж. А еще говорит, что из-за меня надо все делать. Сам-то не лучше ни черта. Ага. Так. И кто этот Гийом Биви?
Oh, that's an interesting story, actually. Yumbevi is a police reporter who joined our team. He was really good. Then he left, because he lost faith in your ability to lead the unit. Other people have left too. Good, smart people. People we won't get back. Only me and this really patient patrol officer are still here. And Trant, because I'm forcing him to stay.
Is this Guillaume Bevy blonde and partial to sunglasses?
А этот Гийом Биви, случайно не блондин в темных очках?
See? There! He's getting it. I was impersonating him. Look at me, I'm G-Baby. It was going to be funny. But then, you really did have brain damage. So, not so much anymore.
He sincerely thought it was going to be amusing for
Ладно.
both of you.
И чем это подразделение занимается?
Do? It's a major crimes unit. We clear the desk of cases so Precinct 41 doesn't look like the worst station in town. We're shit tier now, Harry. Because of you.
The 41st isn't...
Что? Где вы были все это время?
Where have we been? We've been fucking off as far as I remember.
О,
You told us to fuck off. You said we are cramping your style. You're detective god. Fuck everything. All will burn. Detect or die.
так. И почему вы бросили божественного полицейского? Я это сказал? Или другой человек? Все, что да, не помер. Все беда нас говорит. Стрелит офицер Викмар. В этом нет никаких сомнений. И что ж ты не помер?
Oh, you think it was cool? You saying that? Aesthetic somehow? You were crying when we got here. Breaking things. You said we were going into the abyss. None of us wanted to see the abyss, so we fucked off. Like you told us to.
Ничего такого не помню.
The bells aren't ringing because you have brain damage. Trant, this is where you come in. How bad is it?
Well, he doesn't have visible tremors, he talks without slurring, he can drive a boat, he's standing, reasoning. All good signs, but complete retrograde amnesia, episodic and semantic.
Meaning, you forgot both who you are and the definitions of money, Isola, hell, and so on.
As displayed in the station call, our interactions with him, and I don't want to be a snitch, but also mine with him before when Harry did not seem to know who I was. It's all very interesting.
Interesting?
Yes, interesting. I have my theories, but I would like to hear Harry's thoughts first. Harry, what do you think happened to you? Neurologically, psychologically, and why not socioeconomically?
Погоди. Социальный экономист, ты думаешь, я настолько обнищал, что потерял память? Столько пил, что потерял память? И надо потихоньку возвращаться. Свернул это просто фантазия, глупая шутка, я знаю, кто такой. Сидел в этой аномалии в церкви, в двухмиллиметровой прорехе в реальности. У меня крайне экспериментальные методы работы в этом расследовании, я такой и использовал. Случилось нечто настолько печальное, что я не мог оставаться с собой, это была защитная реакция. Я обнищал?
Not when you phrase it like that. But I don't think critical theory... I know everyone thinks this is far-fetched pink academia, but still, I don't think it should be off the table here.
What? He lost his memory because of capitalism?
No, not like that. I'm not talking Vrede for school here. But Harry, I asked you, what do you think happened?
Что со мной произошло? Да пил я до потери пульса.
He is. He's getting better. And I can confirm that he drank a lot of alcohol prior to it happening.
I believe he drank. People do that, especially this one. What they don't do is forget their whole life because of drinking.
But Detective Vigmer, he has blanked out before.
Да?
Yes, a couple of times. After some of the more serious benders. One was after the two drunks case, the other when we looked into that mirror.
Interesting. So at first he dipped his toes into it, prepared. That's where he would have gotten the idea, yes. Practice. And then he used alcohol to get there, so to speak.
What do you mean?
Well, here's my theory. What if this is an absolutely normal reaction to the world we're living in? What if this is not a significant anomaly at all? Something to be explained, approached as a defect? Look at the sensory input here. Look at the ruins, the neon. Listen to the radio, the multitudes, the people. Live here for 40 years. As a police detective, he's like a magnetic reader on the world tape, to borrow a known metaphor. Harry's been pushed flat against it. Total input. Hardwired to the free market. He just needed for it to end.
Okay, Trant, thank you. That's absolutely meaningless. I'm glad we brought you. Will he or will he not be able to work in the major crimes unit? Is he a crétin now? I want to know that.
He's not a cretin, and he is able to do work. If not in his previous leadership role, then as a line detective.
Так, я готов снова руководить. Пока что рядовой сотрудник меня вполне устроит. Ошибается, я уже не гожусь для работы. Пошли все нахуй, я не хочу состоять в вашем подразделении. Что теперь? Пока что рядовой сотрудник меня вполне устроит.
For now, I misphrased my question. It should have been, is he able to put his clothes on and use the potty? Or do we need to get him on a disability pension?
И что дальше?
Now, nothing. Now we're just going to stand here.
Серьезно?
No, now we discuss that. What the fuck did you do to our motor carriage? Why is it there, Harry?
Где-то в океане? То не моя вина, ее украли уличные хулиганы. Я напился и утопил ее. Я думал, что в лесе скрывается под водой, но это было не так. Текила Сансет. Я еще в канал сиганул, между прочим. Я не знаю, почему там. Текила Сансет.
Ha. Ho ho ho. Tequila sunset? Jump the canal. So funny, Harry. Thank you for fucking me. Thank you for destroying 45,000 real of police property that's coming out of my payslip. You know that, right? You're gonna get fired. And I'm gonna pay till I die. It doesn't matter. Your badge, Harry. Show me your badge.
Вот.
In a rush to demonstrate your badge, your eager fingers can't sustain a grip on the smooth plastic, and the badge slips out of your hand.
Давай попробуем. Опа. Видал, да?
Not today, badge.
Узрите.
And your gun?
As if having your badge and gun are natural states, not achievements.
Ну как тебе сказать, возможно, я заложил его в ломбард, когда не был он пропал. Я его ищу без сна и отдыха, как раз прямо сейчас этим занимаюсь. Вот, я улучшил его.
Upgraded it? I don't care about your weapon mania, Harry. I only care about your official sidearm, which you lost.
Нет у меня пистолета. Доволен?
I knew it. I told you he didn't have it.
This isn't cause for celebration. It's bad.
Oh, I would say it's very bad. You're drunk like a bum, Harry. Please put the stolen rifle away before you kill someone.
Так, пытался не пить, но без ушки мне не так хорошо работать. То есть, то, что я нашел свой пистолет, не имеет никакого значения. Нашел? Я не нашел его. Так, и, кстати, я не пьян, я все еще в завязке.
So you forgot to drink?
Типа того.
I don't buy it. Why do you smell like a corpse then?
Наверное, потому что я работал с трупом, нет? Еще шмонал деда, сидящего на острове. Может, это ему стоит сказать?
He's wounded. It's been a long week, and he's handled an actual corpse.
Пока ты сидел где-то в офисе. Так, да, где я просто не мылся после вскрытия.
Without a reply, the satellite officer covers his nose.
Можно ему перчатки дать понюхать. Так. Может, это из-за феромона?
Detective, please. Don't start talking about your pheromone again. This is serious. If you don't...
Ну, вообще-то, это серьезная ситуация, я не шучу. Да, мне пришлось иметь дело с настоящим трупом.
I don't believe you. You're drunk. You let a suspect escape, a certain glacier, because you were too drunk to assess a flight risk.
We've read the report, Sari. Lieutenant Kitsuhagi's. We know.
Так, отказаться от ее ареста было правильным решением. Она поделилась важнейшей уликой, которая привела нас на остров. Да, она меня развела. Да, я поступил милосердно, отпустил. Это просто маленькая деталь в сложном деле, о котором вы ничего не знаете. Я думаю, стоит упомянуть, что она была хоть шпионкой.
Oh, well. If she was specially trained. I'm not even gonna get into the other suspect who also escaped. Yeah. Ruby something?
Ну, это уже да.
Or the fact that you're Evrard Claire's little peony now, doing I don't know what for him. That's small-time stuff. That's nothing. That's a humorous anecdote. Compared to the 8 people who were gunned down. The streets are literally red with blood, Harry. It was fucking mass murder.
He did everything he could. We did everything we could. The company hired unvetted mercenaries. Lieutenant Dubois got between them and the locals. He did so at considerable risk to his own life. He was shot and survived only because of his armor. We stopped an execution, not a negotiation. The loss of life was minimal compared to what it could have been.
Так, да, это была настоящая война. Да, так и есть. Перестрелка типа не важно по сравнению с величайшим открытием века. Так. А ты был где, пока нас размазывали?
Don't make this harder for yourself.
Thank you for the input, Lieutenant Kitsuragi. I didn't mean to suggest you didn't handle the situation. You spent the week with him on this case. What is your take?
On the case?
On Lieutenant Geoffrey Dubois.
Well, the drinking, the gun losing, also losing the badge. That's all true. Although he has not been drinking on the job this week.
See?
1 week.
Then there's the self-flagellation issue. He likes to apologize, profusely, making it sound like he's guilty of at least first-degree murder. It's not a good communication strategy for an officer. It's odd, especially in light of his political views. Detective Dubois is, as you may know, a hustler. He grinds. He makes the real. He's a visionary and a money engineer, which is just other still. He is also a Mazovian socio-economist who believes in liquidating the ruling class. How he reconciles these 2 points of view, I do not know. But he is vocal on both of them.
Вот это было классно.
And then there's the motor carriage in the sea, something I was not present for. But despite all this, he is a great detective, one of the best I have seen, in fact. He can talk human beings into telling him everything, and he doesn't stop. In all the time I've spent with him, he has not once stopped pursuing leads, however far-fetched and tangential. He is tireless, madly driven. Well, except that one time when he stopped to sing karaoke, which by the way was a valiant effort. He really sang his heart out.
Yeah, it was what it was.
Other than that one time, he has tirelessly worked on the case, and he solved it. We have a confession, a murder weapon, and the perpetrator, locked on the island right now, awaiting transportation. He apprehended a straggler who stayed hidden for 50 years, ever since the revolution, who's probably committed other murders over those years. Oh, and he also discovered a new species.
A new species?
A colossal stick insect. It was on the island, camouflaged as the reeds. It unfolded from the reeds. I think we may be dealing with the Insulindian phasmid.
He takes out the photo and shows it to the officers across the yard. Rain comes down. He covers the glossy photo of the phasmid with his hand. You hear gasps beneath the howling of the wind.
As you can see, it's about 3 meters tall. In fact, we think it may be the largest land invertebrate ever discovered.
Сана, бум, шоколадка, мазафака. То, что, как видишь, я довольно неплохой детектив и невероятный визионер. Бум, шоколадка, мазафака.
Fucking hell is that? Is this somehow connected to the case?
The killer did not seem to be aware of the phasmid's presence. Exhibiting a strange, atypical dementia, he fell into a stupor after its appearance. He became near catatonic.
Да, видимо, Фазмид как-то повлиял на его психическое состояние за все эти годы.
So it is connected.
I must say, this is absolutely extraordinary. I don't even have words for it.
Yes. It really does make it hard to fight out the drunk.
This is a very, very sad man who has just seen something that's made him forget his sadness. Now you make your case. Now is the time. Now or never.
Так, я думаю, про ночной клуб в церкви лучше не упоминать. Возможно, Фазмит самка, у нее гнездо в тростниках.
Female? What makes you think so?
You had to see it. It had the subdued colors of a female. And the nesting behavior too, I think.
Incredible. Were there eggs in the nest?
Not as far as I could see. There were other things there, though.
Так, в своем гнезде Фазмит хранил собранные вещи.
Actually, you know, this would indicate it was a male. This is far from anything in my field, but I think such nests are called bowers. They are for attracting mates.
Я все же думаю, что это была самка.
Of course, as I said, I'm only guessing. I didn't see it. It must be robust if it can move a whole helmet with its limbs.
Мне кажется, их способ размножения партеногенез.
As in cloning itself? What makes you think so?
Фазмит мне так сказал.
Then it wouldn't matter if it's male or female. The bower would just be rudimentary behavior from before the parthenogenetic mutation.
That makes sense.
Very interesting. Such organisms are extremely vulnerable to disease. A single strain of bacteria could wipe out the whole species. We're probably looking at conservation efforts here.
Его жвала выглядели как волосы, а внутри было абсолютно белым.
Yes, but also reed-colored, beige and brown, a little green on the outside. After unfolding from a single stalk, it still retained parts that looked like reed tufts on its limbs.
Incredible. The PR value of this is exceptional. Carp discovers new species. Maybe even discovers the Insulindian phasmid. No, that's too much.
This would really help with some of the problems we've been having.
Absolutely, this is great. This does not say vigilante murderers to me at all. This says science, news, human interest. You know, it's a really good thing you have that photo.
Without it,
You're doing good here. Perhaps only for a moment, but still.
Убийца Лилианыч Дрос. Мы знаем, что у него серьезный мотив.
Lilianovich. A revolutionary matronym.
Матроним временной революции?
The custom started in Grad, where they have patronyms. Prasovich, Lasovich, etc. The revolutionaries saw this as a chauvinist atavism, so they used matronyms, derived from the mother's name. This man's mother was Lilian. His Lilian's son, Lilianovich. The custom was overturned after the revolution failed, but not before it made it to Revachol.
So, it is what a soldier of the ICM would be called.
thank you, Trout. Thank you for that piece of cultural theory. You said you have a motive?
Of course, excuse me, I just thought it was noteworthy.
He wasn't quite sure about the straggler before he heard this detail. It must have convinced him.
Так, он убил наемника из ревности, убил наемника, надеясь, что между компанией профсоюза начнется война. Я думаю, все же у него была ревность.
Jealousy? I thought this Lilianovich was an old man. To have been hiding for 50 years, 70-something?
A strange psychosexual fascination. The result of spending all this time in solitude on the islands of this bay. And trauma too. He himself gave a political reason. In his mind, he had killed an enemy combatant. Also, we have a sniper's nest with full view of the room in which the mercenary died, right on the island, and 2 officers on the scene that Mr. Dross confessed to.
It's a clean win.
It's way more than that.
То есть гораздо больше. Все складывается идеально, как Фазмит. Конечно, гораздо больше. Это поможет мне вернуть Дору. Это мой шедевр. Его будут разбирать в учебниках. Сделать все, что мог. Каждый шаг давался с трудом. Это будет шедевр.
Masterpiece. Get over yourself, Harry. I can still smell the booze on the wind.
God damn it. Doesn't it ever leave? It is there. Like in your bones or something. It will pass in time.
А еще я нашел труп на пирсе и раскрыл дело про прошлого человека.
Yes. Fallen through a gap in the boardwalk. Drunk.
Откуда вы узнали, что я его нашел?
The body was transported to Precinct 41, our morgue. I had Tilbrook and Mullins take care of funeral arrangements and family stuff.
You're not the only cop in the world, Harry. This all comes back to us.
Still, good work with the missing person, detective.
Так, я еще расследовал тайну торгового
I
зала.
don't know what a doomed commercial area is.
Рю де Се Гислен 10, коммерческое здание, в котором банкротятся все компании.
Why? That's not what you were supposed to do here.
Но оно помогло.
There was a possible witness in there, and it was close to the crime scene. He was just chasing a lead and ended up advising a local shopkeeper. It was okay.
Of course. Call it community outreach, right?
Так, я конфисковал наркотики от Сакуна.
Who's Kuno?
You don't want to know.
Да, лучше вам этого, конечно, не знать, но все же.
You're right, Lieutenant. I don't. You snorted the drugs. I know you did. It's all right. I mean, at this point, anything is but the drink.
Ладно, не будем говорить ему про клуб, это скажет, мол, да, ты дебил, что ты натворил. Ну, что скажешь? Хочешь, чтобы эта горячая штучка вернулась?
I don't want to, but you discovered a new species and solved the murder. So I have to. Jude?
Anything that ends the trial is okay with me.
Agreed. The public relations potential of this is too valuable to let go.
Okay. We have vehicles in the square, and the perpetrator needs to be taken into custody. Let's go.
Now you will finally get to know who you are.
Погоди, прежде чем мы пойдем, я хочу узнать несколько вопросов о том, кто я такой.
The man looks westward, impatiently, jingling his car keys in his pocket.
Кто я?
Who are you? You're a gym teacher, Harry.
Чё?
Well, obviously you're not a gym teacher anymore, but...
Но раньше?
Before you were a cop, you were a gym teacher in Coron. It's getting really cold outside. Should we maybe...
Это не то, что вообще-то многое объясняет. Так там по изготовке и предпринимателям?
No, a regular one.
Не может быть.
You haven't told us about that. You just told us about being a gym teacher.
Ладно, допустим.
Harry, it explains everything. The running around, the jumping, the bicep girth, your inexplicable facial hair.
Коллекцию спортивной одежды Фаул, которую я собираю.
The fact that you don't seem to know what homosexuality is.
Ну это... Такс. Когда это было-то?
In your 20s or late 20s, you've really let yourself go since then.
В Куроне? Я был инструктором по физике подготовки в Куроне?
Yes, you taught gym in Coron. I believe that's the term. Taught gym at a high school. You were a high school gym teacher.
Физрук, превратившийся в мента. Замечательно.
The smell of sweat and glue, the worn floorboards. Kuro is just east of Jamrock. It was a short walk every morning to the baseball field or the sports building.
High school. Harry, your goings-on with Kuno, Andre, Assel, the whole thing on the ice. That's why you are so juvie.
His smirk suggests barely contained laughter.
Почему я тогда поступил на службу в РГМ?
The regular. You found some chick. She inspired you to fight the big fight. Be more than you are. All that.
You, every morning, walking from Voyager Road to teach gym. She, leaving for the academy with her spring coat on. The air filled with the smell of smoke and raspberries, and incredible hope. An ocean full of hope.
Теперь понятно.
I knew it. I knew no normal human being can run like that. He's an honest-to-God gym teacher.
Ну, очень смешно, Гурага. Так, а почему я такой-то?
It's not a mystery. Some chick fucked you over. Also, you were drunk.
Ну из другого вытекать не может?
You really went with it too. Really maximized the damage.
Что за цыпа?
Dora something. Dora Ingelund? Yeah, you mentioned her name.
Not Dora Dubois.
Погоди, Дора Ингерлунд?
Something like that. Half Vasa.
Vasa is where beautifully and impossibly blonde people come from.
То есть мы даже не были женаты.
No one is married anymore. This is Revachol.
Когда это было?
God, I don't know. 6 years ago? She was way before my time.
6 лет!
No, it was 6. Like ancient. It's a Norman thing. 2 old years equals 1 normal year. That and Dora Ingelund really tore you a new one. A big one.
Кем она была?
Incredibly bangable.
Что?
She was extremely fuckable, Harry. Gorgeous. A gorgeous bourgeois woman. Wayfish. Like a Welkin, basically.
Heartbreak, Welkin. Pain, Welkin.
I've only seen a picture, but it's obvious you formed a real spiritual connection with how pretty she was. One you never recuperated from.
Look, the sun is going down. It's time to go on.
I think she taught in the Académie des Arts, east of the river. Way east. Hard to say which came first, the middle-class chick or the drink. Egg and the chicken kind of thing. My point is, you need to see a psychiatrist about this shit. Not a psychologist. Several degrees harder. Is there something harder than a psychiatrist? A forensic psychiatrist? Go talk to that.
In other words, he's heard enough about this.
Так, я коррумпированный коп, который работает на La Puta Madre?
No.
Нет?
You're too unstable to work for a mob boss. You're suicidal, Harry. No mob boss would take you.
Почему? Ты завалил дело, кокнул себя сразу, чтобы не выдавать босса мафии.
I assure you, I wouldn't consult for a corrupt unit.
He would immediately backpedal out of it.
41-й? Что это за участок?
Us? We're the bloody murder station. Haven't you heard? We're the bad guys. No one likes us.
That's not true. Jamrock is too big for one precinct. You are just understaffed. And everyone respects the 41st. You have Captain Price.
Thank you, Lieutenant. You're being kind. It is an understaffed station and the district is too big, which is why we need to...
Get back to it. We left Torson and McLean to run the sea wing. It's not good.
Торсон Маклейн?
Mac the Torso Torson and Chester McLean. They're not fit to run a wing. Believe me. Things are shaky as it is.
Отдел С?
God. There are 4 wings, Harry. A, B, C, and D. We're in C. It's made of losers and clock punchers. You and I reconceptualized it as a task force. It was a mistake.
There's also a lot of outside help involved, not only me. Other losers too.
А Прайс это...
Ptolemy Price? He's the son of the old Price, one of the founders of the RCM.
He's one of the most highly regarded men in the force. You're lucky.
Somewhere under the curved roof of a former silk factory, shaped like a ladybird with 2 chimneys, Police Captain Ptolemy Price sits behind a heavy wooden desk. Resident medic Nix Gottlieb pours him coffee. It's silent in the captain's office. They speak of change, the city, the tension on the streets. They speak of the events of April and the blood on the streets in May.
А мы случаем в последнее время не обстреливали никаких церквей?
So he remembers that. Yes, there may have been a raid on some churches. It wasn't good press.
Shooting up churches never is. I was out of town, to be clear.
Что случилось? Что нам там понравилось?
Our enemies were hiding in a church, to the best of our information. That's it. I'm not talking about this anymore. Your security clearance is shit tier right now. You have to wait for it to go up.
He means it. The RCM and its enemies will not be discussed on this coast. Your clearance will not go up while you're within earshot of the Union headquarters.
То есть я служу в участке кровавых убийств.
Okay, it's not the bloody murder station. It's an old converted silk mill with green desk lamps and coffee corner. A lot of good people work there, hard, every day.
Jamrock is the largest ghetto in Rivershaw. Faubourg, technically, but it's divided into 11 districts. Jamrock only has us.
The press will blow over. Jamrock is lucky to have you, and it's often considered to be the greatest of the districts. You're lucky to have it.
Thank you again, Lieutenant.
Так, Фасмит, я должен как можно скорее сказать у него мнение.
Who is Lena?
Она криптозолог, живет в Джемроке.
Well, good luck finding her once we get back.
She and her husband were conducting the search for the Phasmid. It's their discovery, in part. I'm sure they should know as soon as possible. It would do you good to deliver some positive news for a change.
Тёха, а ты-то что теперь будешь делать?
Well, first I will go back to my station and write the most detailed report anyone has ever seen. It will have to be good to cover all these. Then I will have a serious talk with my captain.
О чём?
Detective, we just stopped a small-scale war. Something is happening to Revachol. I don't know what yet, but it's going to be a hard spring for the RCM. We need to get ready, infiltrate, investigate.
Не хочешь заняться всем этим в 41-м участке?
Talk to Captain Price? I'd rather not ruffle the feathers of two captains with my doom-mongering.
Нет, я имею в виду заняться расследованием. Переводись 41-й к нам.
Work with Price? I'm flattered, but I don't know if I...
This truly came as a surprise to him. Not a bad one, but he's at a loss.
Flattered? You're Lieutenant Kitsuragi. We would be flattered if you even considered.
I would have to tie things up in GRIH first. But, I mean, whatever is coming, Jamrock will be more central to it than the harbor.
And we also have a huge caseload, Lieutenant. Piles that we need to get back to. Mountain.
I do like the sound of that.
He's really considering it.
Да давай, лейтенант, что ты? Ким Пинбол Кицураги. Так, ладно, забирайте меня.
Good.
Fuck it, let's go. Tron brought his motor carriage. It's a 20-minute drive to Jamrock.
А чего дали? Завербуйте лейтенанта Кицураги.
Under the evening sky, the great district turns on its lights. A chessboard of wooden houses, 80,000 living souls inside. Fire traps as far as the eye can see, from Main Street to Precinct 41 atop the motorway, to Boogie Street disappearing into the rain on the horizon. You close your eyes and hear the dogs bark. A lone woman sits by a factory window, dreaming of meteorite strikes. On Rue de Saint-Jérôme, a square bullet slides into a square-shaped chamber. In Old South, a man without eyelids smiles. Spring has come. Torsen? Yes. McLean? Yes. Heidelstein? No. Vicmere? Yes. Dubois? Yes. Really? Nix Gottlieb looks up from the list. I hear he's quite unstable. You say that like it's a bad thing. Captain Ptolemy Price points his pen at the doctor. It's dim in his office, and the curtains are drawn. Harry's our man. He'll pull through, and when he does, he'll side with Revachol. Understood. Gottlieb returns to the list. Minnow? Of course.
Wonderful. Then can we please just go back to Jamrock now?
Тут какие-то мысли ходят в башке. Ну ладно, давайте завершим беседу.